Welcome. I call this episode Do, and more do. So let's talk about that word, do. This word is actually a highly used word in my personal vocabulary. I have to do this. I have to do that. If I do this, then I can't do that. If I don't do this, then I can't do that. Can you relate? A couple of weeks ago is a prime example of this. I was about to get my second COVID vaccine shot. And all I kept thinking about for that whole week, and even the last week, was if I get side effects from this shot, then I can't do this, and I can't do this, and I can't do that. I can't cook, I can't clean, I can't play with my little girl, I can't work on my blog, and the list goes on. A couple of people that I know had some side effects. Not terrible, there was one that had a little bit worse, but most of them have very mild side effects. But I was afraid. I was afraid of the side effects, and I wondered why. Why was I so afraid? I knew one thing, I don't like getting sick. I haven't been sick too often since I became a school teacher. My body, I think, has grown accustomed to all of those germs that the students bring to class daily. So I think that might have helped, right? So for me to feel sick at this point is pretty scary. Don't get me wrong, I've gotten sick. I had asthma last year. I had these episodes. It was so scary, especially during the times of COVID. And thank God I never contracted it, but it was very scary. Other than that, though, I haven't really gotten like a flu or a strong cold virus for a while. And so I was really meditating on this that morning that I woke up, that I knew I was going to get my COVID shot, my second vaccine shot. And I woke up that morning and I started praying. I had my prayer time. That's kind of what I do. I wake up and most mornings, I'd say 90% of the mornings, I started doing this many months ago. First thing I do is pray, even if it's a quick thank you prayer, but I pray. So I was talking to God, and suddenly I heard what he told me. I think he's been trying to tell me this, but I didn't really hear it. That ever happened? I think God's trying to tell you something, but you're not really listening. You're like, God, tell me. What? I need to hear your voice, and then you come away disappointed. He hasn't told me anything. Well, sometimes it's probably because you're not listening. So he said to me, Rosie, you are far too self-reliant. Self-reliant? Well, I couldn't argue that. But the truth is this, my husband is someone who is always willing to help. I have a great family around me who, if they need me, they're there. I have my wonderful spiritual family, my church family, and other friends who would be happy to help me and have done so whenever I needed. I mean, they have in the past. So why wouldn't they if I need them, right? So what was the problem? Here's a problem. I don't like asking for help. I don't like it. Can you relate? I bet you most of you can. So it's pride. And it's not like I didn't know this before, right? I know I struggle with this. This is pride. I came to this conclusion that morning. And then I realized something even deeper. Second problem. I'm not being grateful. I'm not being grateful to God, even though He's provided so many wonderful friends and family around me. So what happened next? I realized that it was that sin of lack of gratitude and pride. And I had to repent. So I apologized. I apologized to God in my prayer. I repented. I placed that day in His hands. I repented. After that, I felt a peace I haven't felt in a while. Certainly not in that week and a half that I was worried. I know that God would provide. If I should feel any side effects from that second shot, I knew that God would provide, and I really felt that peace. I'm so thankful that I got this vaccine. A few weeks later, I will say that the side effects were very, very, very mild. And actually, I prayed for that. I don't know if I mentioned it. I prayed for it. I prayed that either my husband or I, if we did have side effects, it would be mild so that one of us could function and take care of our little girl. And that was the main concern, right? Because she's 2, and I, 2 other kids are grown and they can take care of themselves. They could literally even make food for themselves if they wanted to. But our 2-year-old can't. So I was praying for that, and it was amazing because, both of us, I was the one that probably got a little bit more side effects, but it was just mild tiredness and a headache that lasted for 1 full day. And that was probably the most annoying part, but the Tylenol helped out a lot. So after that, it was a little bit, the next day I was much better. I still had a little bit of that tiredness, but it was fine. I felt and I feel so thankful to have a compassionate Father in heaven who, instead of being frustrated with me, gave me a nudge that I needed that morning. And he spoke to me the truth that I needed to hear. That truth revealed my weakness, but it also helped me to decide to be reliant on him. And it helped me to understand that he already had provided and has provided and will always provide. Thank you for listening this morning. I hope that this has been or will be helpful to you. I pray that this podcast will be beneficial in some way to you. I pray it encourages you and inspires you to rely more on God. Thank you.